AFTV, Dan Potts in the building. Dan, that was a very good first half by Arsenal. Won the game in the first half, didn't they?
They did. It was job done in the first half, and I feel like the second half people are a bit frustrated. I'll say this, I'd rather have a second half like that when you know you're through, as opposed to being 1-0 and you still got to try and win the tie. So sometimes you'll be a little bit disappointed you didn't make it 6, maybe 7, but it was job done in the first half. And do you know what? I kind of felt sorry for Wigan, because I actually went for 3-0 today, right? I was speaking to some Wigan fans in the pub before, and they went, that'll be 3-0 at half time. And I went, nah, I don't know if it will. You'll come here, you know what I'm saying? You'll come here and have nothing to lose. You'll give it, it'll be a great day out. They were right, it was actually 4-0 before half time. So fair play. I thought we were brilliant in the first half. And I've got to say, everyone scored today, Rob, that I wanted to, other than Eze. And you know what was really good to see about Eze was I thought he had a good performance, and he obviously got the assists. He was frustrated. And I like that. I like the fact he was frustrated that we won 4-0. He had a very good game in a position that people are looking at him to try and take the ball by the horns and make that his position. And he's frustrated he didn't score. And I like that about his mentality. Because he's like, you know what, I know everyone's going to say I did great, and everyone's going to say great for the assists and well done for the forward play, but I'm frustrated I didn't score. And I like that about players like that. Because up here he's like, I'm frustrated. And no matter what anyone will tell him today, he'll be frustrated he didn't score. But I like that from a player. Do you know what I'm saying?
He needed that, didn't he? I mean, listen, he's been coming under a lot of criticism recently. We know he's got ability. Listen, we saw that last year in this very competition. He was the one who won Palace the FA Cup with his goal. So we know he's got the ability. We've seen him operate over the years, but we've not seen enough of it in the Premier League. Can he carry this through now into the Premier League?
Well, it was worrying stats for Eze, if I'm honest with you, because as much as I'm a bigger fan of him, and I'm a really big fan of him, I liked him at Palace. I thought it was a good signing for Arsenal. I did see him as more of a contributor player as opposed to a first teamer. I never thought Eze would be an Ozil signing or an Alexis Sanchez. I thought he'd come in, he'd give competition for Odegaard. I think that's kind of what he's done. He's come into games where Odegaard's not been available, or maybe he's been out of form, or if there's a suspension, and he has scored goals and he has contributed. There was worrying stats about 15 games without a goal or an assist. Well, he's put that right today. He's got a couple of assists, right? He's been a good game today. He had to against Wigan, right? No disrespect. You have to do it against them. I really want him to push on now, because I think the position's there for him. It's the same as the number 9 position. I don't think Trossard and Martinelli have really nailed down the left-hand side yet. They're both competing with each other. I think up top you've got Jesus today, who's given a question mark about whether he should start. Gyökeres has been scoring. Maybe he should start. Havertz is out injured, but has come in and been like, he could play 10 or 9. This is what this squad's about. It's about competition for places, and I've been really impressed this season with the trust that Mikel Arteta has had in this squad. I don't think he's always had that, Rob. When you look at Raheem Sterling and Reece Nelson and Fabi Vieira, Lokonga Tavares, he never really wanted to play them. He was like, I'll play if I have to, but I don't really want to bring you on. I don't think it's like that now. I think you look, let me bring up a couple of players, if I may, about people who I think have come in and been very consistent with their performances. Mosquera.
Yeah.
I don't think people are speaking about enough about how good he is.
It's funny because I've asked everybody who's come on today about a player that stood out that they think maybe he should be considered for the first. No one's mentioned him, and I think the reason they haven't mentioned him is because they're almost assuming that he is a first teamer already. Well, he's that good. He is that good. The problem he's got 2 bloody good centre-halves in front of him, all right? Gabriel and Saliba. But you're not worried when you see him step in, are you? Not at all. Not at all. Do you know what? Nketiah deserves a mention as well this season, because he's done the same. But whenever these two have been called upon, I've been reassured. And I'm looking now and I'm thinking, it isn't Scalacci coming in anymore, or it isn't Rob Holding. Big up to all these players. They've done a great job for us over the years. But I always had concerns and question marks. Gabriel Paulista, Socrates. I'm thinking, I don't really think they're as good as a Saliba or Gabriel. Now I'm thinking, I don't think they're a Gabriel or Saliba level. But I'll tell you what I see from Mosquera. Not only is he consistent, he's actually had big moments at Arsenal where you look at big games. You look at him at Anfield. That's a hard place to play football. One of your first games in an Arsenal shirt. Comfortable. I know he made a mistake at St James Park, but every time he's come back in since then, I don't think we're giving him enough credit as to how he's brushed off that mistake and just been consistent. Tonight, it's Wigan and it's at home. People won't give him credit, but I thought he was excellent tonight. I thought he was very, very good, very composed, calm. And I look at the attributes of Saliba, and I see similarities in Mosquera in attributes. I don't think he's going to go to the elite level like Saliba, but why can't he? Maybe he could. I think he's been excellent. You think Saliba's 23, 24, Mosquera's 21. And I think he's been really cold, really calm, really composed. And I think when you look back at it on time, maybe we won't look at it right now,
you might look in a few years' time and think, this is an exceptional piece of business that costs 13, 15 million euros in the summer, that Andrea Berta and Arteta need to take a lot of credit for there, because that has been a very good player, that at a position where you look at Gabriel and Saliba and think that's great, but please don't get injured, because after that we're in trouble. I don't think we are anymore, Rob. I think we've got some players now that can come in and slot home. Norgard tonight. When he started at Arsenal, I thought, he looks all right, but I'm not sure about him. I'm really sure about him now. I think he looks very comfortable. He's a very good player, and one that comes in a little bit like Jorginho used to us. He comes in and I feel reassured now, I feel relaxed. And that's why this squad really does have no excuses this season to win silverware. And I'm talking about the FA Cup, the League Cup. Let's go deep stages in all 4 competitions. That's what we should be doing. We shouldn't be Arsenal shouldn't be a club that goes, right, Premier League, Champions League, or the other 2 will do if we can get there. And when we get to the 4th round, 5th round, no, let's go all the way. We got to the cup final with the Carabao. I want to go all the way in this FA Cup. I want to go all the way in the Champions League, and I want to take it to at least the last game of the season, and hopefully win it before that in the Premier League, because right now this squad deserves that. I think the squad's good enough to go on all 4 fronts now, and I don't think we can say that in a few years. I think this is the only time we could look at it now realistically and go, do you know what, I feel comfortable. If anyone was to get a suspension, a couple of weeks out, maybe we haven't got our main striker, I feel like we've got somebody that can come in. And there's definitely a few positions we can strengthen on still. Every season, I feel like we can definitely improve and upgrade on that. But right now, I feel like we're in a position where we can go on all 4 fronts, and I haven't been able to say that for a few years, bruv, if I'm honest with you.
Travelling to away games has never been easier, especially with Rocket Mobile.
Unlimited data, unlimited everything in the UK. When you leave the UK, it's 20 gig of roaming data. Life is very easy.
£16 a month, no hassle.
How you doing, mate?
You're doing all right? And this is what you get in Europe.
I know. Tony Ellis!
Well, no,
It's a man. Leave you the man.